In a chilling case from 1976, Ivon Stanley and Joseph Thomas hatched a plan to rob a well-known insurance agent named Clifford Floyd in Bainbridge, Georgia. Their intentions took a sinister turn as they kidnapped Floyd, subjected him to a brutal assault, and shockingly buried him alive. Joseph Thomas was apprehended first and confessed to the horrifying murder, leading to Ivon Stanley's arrest. Stanley was subsequently convicted and handed the death penalty. On July 12, 1984, he met his fate in the electric chair. Meanwhile, Joseph Thomas initially received the same sentence but later had his punishment commuted to life imprisonment.
Ivon Stanley is a 28-year-old high school dropout. The oldest of 4 children. One appeals brief noted he has an IQ of 81. In 1977, the Georgia Supreme Court, as it did earlier this week, turned down a stay of execution, noting, quote, "The sheer savagery of his conduct has seldom, if ever, been exceeded." Today at Atlanta City Hall, Mayor Andrew Young was among those pleading that the execution be stopped since it discriminates against blacks and poor people.
I, as a tax-paying Georgia citizen, resent the fact that I become a part of supporting state-sanctioned murder.
Stanley's family from Florida are also in Atlanta. They claim Stanley is really innocent since he did not actually commit the murder.
I'm awfully sorry it happened. I would be sorry it happened to anyone. But with Ivon Stanley being at the scene and did not hit the man or do anything to cause his death, I believe they should spare his life.
Late today, the family went to the State Pardons and Paroles Board to plead their case in person, but it is unlikely the board will even act on a request for clemency until all the appeals have been exhausted.
Stanley charged that Thomas was the real killer. The Supreme Court rejected Stanley's final appeal 18 minutes before he was led into the death chamber at Jackson Diagnostic Center south of Atlanta.
Stanley was convicted of being an accomplice, but not the triggerman in the murder of an insurance salesman. What follows is a recording of a phone conversation between top corrections officials in Atlanta and the prison personnel in a room next to the death chamber. The main speaker is Willis Marable, an assistant to the warden at the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification Prison in Jackson, Georgia, where all the state's executions are carried out.
This is a recording of the execution of Ivon Ray Stanley, EF 103603, July the 12th, 1984.
Colonel Lowe, Mickey?
Yes.
The witnesses are now entering the witness room.
Okay.
The state witnesses have entered the witness room and have seated themselves on the front row. At this time, the news media witnesses are entering. All witnesses have arrived and have seated.
Let's proceed. We can proceed if you're ready.
Colonel Lowe, Mickey, the warden has entered the execution chamber at this time, approaching the microphone, and is in the process of briefing all witnesses to remain quiet and to avoid any unnecessary movement. He is also advising them that medical assistance is available if needed. The warden at this time is in the process of confirming all witnesses. All witnesses have been confirmed. The warden is in the process of advising all witnesses that we will now proceed with the court-ordered execution of Ivon Stanley. Mickey, Colonel Lowe? Yes. We're still waiting for the execution team members to bring him into the execution chamber.
We'll just stand by and keep a line up.
Colonel Lowe, Mickey? The execution team is now in the process of escorting the condemned into the execution chamber. He is walking unassisted, walked straight to the chair and has seated himself in it. One of the execution team members is now in the process of securing the back strap. The other members are in the process of securing the arm straps and leg straps. The back strap is secure at this time. Both arm straps are secure at this time. They're still in the process of securing the leg straps. At this time, the condemned has been secured in the chair. He is not moving. He's just sitting there very passively staring out at the witnesses. The superintendent has afforded the condemned an opportunity to make a last statement. He has declined to make a last statement.
Are you ready to tell him?
He has afforded the opportunity for prayer. He declined this also. The warden is now in the process of reading the essential court order to the witnesses and to the condemned.
Court having sentenced the defendant Ivon Stanley on the 15th day of January 1977 in accordance with the laws of Georgia.
The condemned is still sitting there very passively, no movement, staring out into the witnesses.
On the 12th day of July.
The superintendent is still in the process of reading the court order to the condemned.
Executed by the Department of Defense Rehabilitation. This is the 2nd day of July 1984.
This time the superintendent has completed reading the essential court order. The execution team members are now in the execution chamber with the headset and the leg band. One member is in the process of securing the leg band to the fleshy part of the inmate's right leg. Two members of the execution team is in the process of securing the headset to the condemned. The condemned has offered no resistance throughout. He's just sitting there very passively, not moving. The leg band has been secured to the condemned's right leg, and also the headset has been secured to his head. Perspiration is now being wiped from the forehead of the condemned, and he is secure and ready for execution with the exception of the hood being placed over his head and the wires being attached to the leg band and to the headset. The electrician now has entered the execution chamber and is in the process of securing the wire to the headset.
They're moving very well. It's a good time to do it right now. Marable?
Yes, sir.
Stand still. Mickey, put William Hill on.
Hello?
William? Okay, Attorney General's here.
Okay.
Hill, this is Mike.
Yeah.
Have you got any reason why the execution shouldn't be carried out?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
All right. Colonel Lowe?
Yes.
Mickey, the wires have been attached and secured to the headset and to the leg band. The perspiration has been wiped again from the condemned's forehead, and the hood is being placed on at this time. The face hood has been secured. All the warden and all execution team members have departed the execution chamber. Stand by for the warden's last telephone check.
Ralph, this is Commissioner.
Yes.
There are no stays. You can proceed to carry out the official order of the court.
Very well. On my count of 3, press your button. 1, 2, 3. Colonel Lowe?
Yes.
Mickey, the execution is now in progress. When it first surge entered his body, he stiffened, and I heard a pop as if one of the straps broke, but I can't tell from this vantage point. He is still at this time sitting there with clenched fists with no other movement. He's slowly relaxing at this time. The first phase of the execution is completed. We are now into the second phase. The second phase is completed at this time. We are now into the third and final stage. From my vantage point, it seems that the inmate has relaxed somewhat. His fists are still clenched, but there's no movement from the condemned. There's still no movement from the individual. He's still just sitting there. His third phase completed. We're still into the third phase. Third phase and the execution is completed. We're now into the 5 minutes elapsed time. It appeared when the execution was completed and the power was off, he relaxed somewhat more than he was. It was pretty visible that he relaxed even more than what it seemed before.
Any reaction from the witnesses?
They're sitting very still, just observing. No, I see one or two of the media writing notes, taking notes, but other than that, they're just sitting staring into the execution chamber. Colonel Lowe, Mickey, we have now completed 2 minutes of the 5 minutes lapse time. There's still very little movement from any of the witnesses. No one even taking notes at this time. They're just sitting there staring into the execution chamber. All about ready to go in? Okay, we got a few more seconds. Colonel Lowe, Mickey, we have now completed 5 minutes lapse time. Stand by for the doctors are now preparing to enter the execution chambers to check for life signs. The first physician has completed his examination. The second is now in the process of making his check. The second doctor has now completed his examination. The third and final doctor is in the process of making his check. The examination is completed. Stand by for the superintendent's time of death and confirmation of death.
Approximately 12:24, July 12, 1984. Full execution of Ivon Stanley was carried.
The superintendent has advised all witnesses that death did occur at 12:24, this date. He has instructed all witnesses to depart the witness room and to be transported back to the front of the institution. Curtains are drawn at this time. Colonel Lowe, Mickey? Yes, that completes it.
Marble, see if you can find what that snap pop that you were talking about a while ago.
I think it was just the electricity arc. I don't think any strap broke anything. He just jerked real hard and caused the electricity to arc.
Okay.
The electrician is now in the process of taking the wire from the headset. They have removed the hood, the face hood, and are in the process now of taking or removing the headset. The headset has been removed. The electrician is now in the process of removing the electrical wire from the leg band. The electrical wire has been removed from the condemned's right leg. He has been removed from the electric chair at this time and being placed on the stretcher. He is being removed from the execution chamber this time, and the execution team members are taking him to the autopsy room. That's all I can see, Colonel Lowe.
Is the warden available?
Just a minute. Healer?
You and your staff did an excellent job. We appreciate it very much.
Okay, that we had a little bit of a scare. I don't know if they related it to you or not. That the popping sound.
Yeah.
We were thinking that what happened because he sat there for that 3 minutes, that the water and the sponge on his leg ran out.
Right.
Puddle right there by his foot, and we're thinking that that's just it was like a little bolt of lightning.
Did you see anything?
No, they said Colonel Hardison and other people in the witness room said they didn't see anything like that. Now, I still feel good about it, really.
It ran too smooth, Ralph, but don't screw it up next time.
Okay.
Mike Bowers wants to say something now.
Okay.
Ralph, I second what Dave said. Very smooth job.
Okay. We appreciate it. Just get us another one.
Marable?
Here he is. Just a second, Colonel.
Colonel Lowe?
Marable?
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you.
You're quite welcome, sir, anytime.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Eliza Yule, the grandmother who raised Stanley, painted a heartbreaking portrait of a vulnerable child grappling with poverty and mistreatment. Despite facing bullies at school, Stanley refused to engage in violence, earning him the label of a harmless child. Mrs. Yule, fighting back tears, staunchly believed in his innocence and shared her deep anguish at a news conference held at Atlanta City Hall. She recounted how Stanley's compassion shone through, recalling moments when he sought to help others, even struggling to bring himself to kill a chicken for a family meal.
Stanley's grandma said, "He's innocent. As a child he was always looking to help someone."
The documents submitted to the Georgia Board of Pardons and Paroles revealed a troubled family background, with Stanley's father abandoning them and his mother displaying distant behavior towards him.
At trial, Stanley's mother's testimony was limited to reading the letter from her son into evidence.
Dear Mother, I just sending a letter to let you know I am going to Hope. Hey Mama, I have seen the lawyer, Mother, and he say this carries the chair and, Mother, I don't know what to go to what now, I don't know what to do now about it, Mama, I didn't murder no one and rob no one and kidnap no one. To Mother, I'm not lying to you. God knows it, but no one believes me, Mama. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I won't want to go to no chair for nothing I didn't do. Tell me what to do. Say, hey Mama, are you coming to see me when I go? Mama, hey, Mama, you have told us to be good and you will. We won't have to go to jail. I've been good. Mama, don't worry. I sorry, Mama, I didn't do it. Believe me, and Mary, and Cat, you good to Mama and Senator, too. Be a sweet baby for me. Cat, Sheriff, pray for me. I didn't do it because no one believes me, Mama. I want to come home and, Mama, he told them I robbed him and I want to make them believe it. I didn't do it. Tell me what to do. Hey, tell TC to come and see I go to court and tell him I say hey and come, too.
Stanley's appeals attorneys argue their client's limited mental capacity and passive nature made him incapable of resisting Thomas' orders. A psychiatric evaluation submitted to the parole board said Stanley is not a cold-blooded murderer and suffers from a dependent personality disorder. In a profoundly somber scene, Stanley's closest family members, including his grandmother, mother, brother, and sister-in-law, gathered with a group of 17 others in a grassy field near the prison. The air was heavy with grief as the clock struck 12:15 a.m., marking the fateful moment of Stanley's impending death. Amidst the collective sorrow, a poignant gesture unfolded. A woman, overcome by the weight of the situation, gently took a candle from Stanley's mother's trembling hands and extinguished its flame.